Would you look at that? Even more pixel games on Steam. Is it just me, or has it been particularly obnoxious lately? I know pixel art is shorthand for we don't have much of a budget, let's do this and get points with hipsters. But was there a meeting between these devs and there was a unanimous decision to just drop all this at once? So anyway, today I'm jumping into Endica VII the Dream King. The premise is that of a Metroidvania where you Metroidvania around to finally Metroidvania yourself into being the king of everything. For whatever reason, the people of this world have decided whoever climbs a big mountain and sits on the Iron Throne is the king. No royal lineage or oaths to swear, fuck it, just go sit on a chair. It's funny, the entire plot of the game is the old playground game King of the Mountain. We open up with more goddamn text shoved in my face telling the story until the scene transitions to the heroes preparing to go, well, Metroidvaniaing. When I'm getting to play the game, I enjoy it. Controls are tight, basic commands that are hard to screw up, and non-floaty jumps which are great for platforming segments. Coming off of recent games I played, I also appreciated the enemy hits not catapulting me across the room. The game offers multiple characters to play as, each packing their own little gimmick. At first I wasn't too impressed with this. However, as the game progressed, and I picked up more characters, I realized, these are the items. In Metroidvanias, typically what you do is run around and find items to progress farther or more easily throughout the game. Such examples might be jumping higher or a stronger attack. In this game, what you're getting is different characters to play as who all bring these different abilities. Now this does have a downside, as you obviously can't have all these different abilities and tools at once, and it can get time consuming switching back and forth between the characters for preferred abilities, but for the most part, I think this is a nifty little idea that can be perfected and expanded on in sequels or future projects. Speaking of characters, I have something of a personal rule. If I can remember a character's name in a game, it's because they were either very well written or very useful. The characters of Endica VII fall into the latter. Valos, Olivia, and Eric are hands down my preferred characters in the game as they each carry some form of enhanced movement. For example, Valos runs faster and jumps higher, allowing me to speed through parts of the map quickly. Olivia also has Princess Peach jumps, allowing me to traverse larger gaps. Fantastic for mobility, and the balance the devs opted for was to increase their hit stun. This results in a risk-reward system where, sure, I can zoom through levels faster, but each hit leaves me stuck for longer. One of the major selling points to the game was its 4-player co-op. This is only local though, which I feel is a huge misstep on the devs' part. It's the same argument I made with Yatagarasu. This is a PC game. You don't pick up your PC and take it to your buddy's house like you would a console. Internet viability with multiplayer games on PC should be an obvious choice. Now that being said, I didn't get to experience this part of the game. As evidenced by the gaps between my reviews and numerous other video ideas and writing projects sitting on hiatus, I don't have a whole lot of time between work, school, and parenting. Unfortunately, my friends and I couldn't set up a time that worked for everyone to play this. There are a few technical issues dampening my enjoyment of the game though. The most glaring issue is the horrendous loading times. Now, my PC isn't exactly what you'd call high-end, but even loading up modern games is a quick process with my toaster. Endica has me waiting almost 3 minutes before coming to the opening menu and allowing me to choose from the options what I want to do. Not only that, but there seemed to have been huge coding oversight as there is no way to speed up dialogue. You can either read it at the game's pace or skip it all. The game's pace, by the way, is very slow. This particular problem is terrible because the game is telling me how fast I can play it with no say of my own. Sure, I can just skip the scene, but I'd miss all the information. Granted, there wasn't much outside of standard RPG banter, but I liked the game enough to want to hear it. I just read pretty fast. Being able to hit X or something to speed up text lets me maintain control of the game's speed. I mean, even horror games allow the player to maintain your own pace of the game. Like in Albino Lullaby, the devs use suspense exceptionally well, so you may go slowly, but you, the player, are deciding to go slowly, not the game telling you how fast you're going to go. I also want to bring up the game's lack of a map. In big, sprawling maps like those found in Metroidvanias, a map is a requirement. Think back to Super Metroid or Ori and the Blind Forest. These massive 2D worlds are incredibly easy to get lost in, but thanks to the map, I know where to guide Samus by going to the parts of the map that I haven't explored yet or going back to explored areas that I was unable to enter previously. You don't have that tool here. I'm quite literally running around aimlessly hoping progress will magically appear in front of me, and that's not how you want to tackle a game like this. But in a way, that's really good. Some technical problems are the majority of the complaints I have with the game, because those can be patched away very easily. That being said, this is going to be a soft recommendation. Me personally, I like the game, but I can totally understand if the game's technical issues are enough of a deterrent to make some people not want to play it.